Hey everybody, it's Tanner. How are you guys doing? I hope your holidays were great. Today I was having some issues with my insurance company, and I've just been seeing a lot of videos on TikTok about insurance, and so I thought I'd throw my hat in the ring and share my experience dealing with insurance companies while being treated for cancer. Um, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it's been very negative. I When I got diagnosed, it was about a month before I was gonna age out of my parents' insurance. Uh, and when I went in to meet with my oncologist, we were getting ready to start treatments. The insurance company was doing everything they could to put the brakes on it. Like, they didn't want to cover anything because they knew in a couple weeks I wouldn't be on the insurance plan anyway. Um, they couldn't say no to the chemo, but there was another drug that my doctor was going to give me in conjunction with the chemo that boosts my immune system. Because the chemo I initially started on, called Folfox, it's super poisonous to your body and it just destroys you, especially your immune system. And this drug that they were going to give me would help boost my immune system and not make me like invincible from getting sick, but giving me enough of an immune system so I didn't need to be like in the hospital while I was getting treated. But the insurance company was like, we're not going to cover that drug. And my doctor was like, okay, like he needs this. Like I'm the oncologist and I'm saying he needs it. And they're like, yeah, our internal doctors say there's like another drug he can use. And he's like, what drug is this doctor talking about? And then when they told him, he was like, I didn't even know people still use this drug just because it's so old, you know? And what that drug was, so the shot that he wanted to give me, I would just take it once every 2 weeks, boost my immune system, basically no side effects. But this other shot had tons of side effects, and I basically had to go in every day after I got chemo to get shots. So I never would really have a chance to rest or recover from chemo, because if I wasn't recovering from the chemo, my body was trying to deal with the side effects from the shots. And my doctor was like, we can't do that. But they were like, that's all we're going to cover. And so he tried to, my doctor's awesome. And he was looking at all these different things that he could try and do. But I mean, it got to the point where he was like, hey, I'm pretty sure I know the answer to this. But he's like, could you pay for this out of pocket? And it was like $15,000. And I was like, no, we can't pay for it out of pocket. And what happened was he asked us to call the insurance company to see what documentation we needed or something, just to see if we could get it sorted. My mom actually contacted her boss, who was like the head of benefits for this big company she worked out. Like there was no one above him in the benefits department. He made all the decisions. He purchased like the insurance for the company. He did all of that. And he contacted them and he was like, hey, listen, he's only going to be on the insurance for like 2 more weeks. So you really only have to pay for this drug once and his chemo once, and then he's gone. And they still were like, nah, we don't want to do that. And he's like, okay. He's like, how about this then? Cover those expenses, or next year we're going to switch to a different insurance company. And that was awesome of him to say, super cool. And they were totally like, okay, we'll cover it. And they did. But the other thing they did was they have this stipulation where up to a year past the date of service, they can retroactively deny the claim. So they waited like almost a full year. And then I got a letter in the mail saying I owed this insurance company like $30,000 because they were like, yeah, we decided that actually we didn't need to cover any of that. And that was horrific and hard to work through. What ended up happening is the hospital just ate that cost, which was really cool of them. They were just like, yeah, that was messed up. Like, don't worry about it. So I didn't get sent to collections or anything, which was super nice. But that was my first experience with insurance. Hey, I'm going to make multiple parts of this like insurance series too. So I just expect a couple more videos as well.